So any more questions, guys, before we break for from today's session? So tomorrow we are going to deal with images and videos. Any questions?
So tomorrow we are doing images and videos, you said, right?
That's correct.
Yeah. And I see another one saying that can be downloaded. No, you cannot download it. It's for view only, for your reference.
Yeah.
So it has been made available so that you can go through it.
Okay, there are a couple of questions. Srinath is asking if you want to speed up the annotation process. Speed up the annotation process, I didn't get you, because ultimately it needs its due time. If there are 1 million documents, then obviously the annotators have to go through it, all the documents, and then they'll have to work on it. But as I've told you earlier, right? So you need not annotate all the documents. You can do a fraction of them, see how the machine learning model has learned. If it has already learned well, then you need not annotate further documents. That is the way in organizations save time and time and effort. Okay. So Dheeraj is asking, can you share an open source tool? Yes. Good, Dheeraj. Good that you brought it up. So tomorrow we'll be using this tool. So this deck will also be made available once you are done. So you can just click here and navigate. But anyways, please download this tool tomorrow for the session. Audio Darshan is going to be dealt with day after tomorrow, not today. Audio annotations. How can we use models in this tool? You can't use models in this tool, Srinath. So once you're done annotating the data, then data scientists or AutoML platforms feed into this particular data. They build the models. You don't build the models using these tools. These tools are only for annotation purpose. What are the charges for annotation of documents? See, annotation of documents typically works in two ways. One is organizations hire professional annotators who annotate various tasks. So they are full-time employees. Okay. So for those guys, typically across various seniority levels, the salaries would be there as per typical IT standards. And freelance consultants are also available in the data annotation space. And there are platforms that also work on the freelance basis. You would have heard of Upwork, right? So Upwork also has some data annotation projects. And also there are freelance websites. I'll talk about all those details in the last session. That is where we are going to discuss more in terms of advancements in this particular field. What are the websites that are available for freelancing? All those things, I'll talk about it later. Link is giving an error on login, invalid email address. See, your email address should have, check for typos. The way this works is it will check if it is able to validate your email ID, if your email ID is able to receive emails. Otherwise, it will fail. There should be an email that can receive emails. Then only this link will work. So others are able to access the link. Yeah. Okay, good. Also, there are some more questions. How do we know if it is annotated earlier or not? Nidhi, you will know, right? So if there is if you are an admin, you know what documents are annotated, what documents are not annotated. So in a nutshell, you will have let's say 10,000 documents. You pass it to 10 annotators. Each of them will receive 1,000 documents. Once they complete, then the document will be passed back to you as annotated. In that way, admin will know. Ram is asking for tomorrow's session, would we be covering 3D and LiDAR annotations? Ram, tomorrow's session would focus on more in terms of high level annotations. These will not be geospatial annotations, because geospatial annotations, you need to have some background. So tomorrow's annotations would be more in terms of covering masked annotations and bounding box type of annotations. and image classification kind of annotations. So that's how it's going to work, not based on any sensor type of data.
Jay, I have a question from Vineet, who's asking after exporting the JSON file, where and how it's going to be used in ML.
Vineet, that's a subject of machine learning, because what you do is typically give this as an input parameter to the machine learning model. Okay, when you build a machine learning model, let's say you're using Python or you're using R or whichever is your favorite programming language. And when you're building a machine learning model, this JSON file would act as an input. It would be taken in by a machine learning model, and based on the model itself, it starts learning for a specific use case. So how does a model learn is a different story altogether, because for each of these kind of annotations, it has a various different kind of mathematical processes through which the model learns. So in a way, you have to just understand the use case. So the specific model related details might not be part of the workshop that we are going through right now. Sandeep is asking, sir, what kind of layers are used for training text annotation in neural networks? See, convolutional layers, max pooling layers, whatever you have just mentioned, Sandeep, are typically used for training computer vision models. So I'm not going to dive too deep into them right now, because tomorrow anyways, I'm going to talk briefly about the architectures of machine learning models in computer vision. I'm not going to go too deep. As we saw today, it would be at a use case level. But in text case, to some extent, yes, these deep learning models can definitely be used in text also. I'm not saying they can't be. So ideally, they're meant for images, but they can be repurposed for text also. So it's a similar way in which you use the vectors, right? So I've talked about vectorization from BERT and all. So you take those vectors and give as an input to the machine learning model, and it starts learning from it.
Jay, there is a question from Vijay who's asking what would be the downloader for Windows 7? I think he's referring to the tool which you had shared for yesterday.
So for tomorrow's tool, is it? So for tomorrow's tool, just scroll down, they pick up the last link. It's the latest version, 1.8 or something is the latest version. Take the latest version for Windows, 64-bit Windows version.
Another question from Vineet, is there a way to check if our annotation has errors like other programming languages?
Annotation errors can only be checked through sampling. So it can't be checked, because I've told you, right, you can't go through every record. It would create rework. So it could only be checked through sampling. So Yuvraj is saying Vibano standalone is working a single click. Maybe that's because, Yuvraj, you already have Java environment that is set up within your laptop, and you are able to have port 8080 open. That's the reason you're able to run it. Okay. Yeah. I think we have covered all the questions, Sudeep.
Yes, we have. Yeah. So we can close for the evening. Thank you so much, Jay and Pranav. And thanks everyone for joining in. We look forward to you joining in for the third day's session, which is on Imagen video annotation. Thank you, everyone. And I'll share the links once again, just in case if you have missed it in your registered email ID. Thank you and have a great day. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Jay.